If you're fascinated by mysteries, forgotten history, unexplained phenomena, and the stories that shape our understanding of reality, you're in the right place. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join our growing community of curious minds. And as you watch, I want you to keep one question in mind. Are UFOs truly evidence of alien visitors? Or are we witnessing another chapter in humanity's long history of misunderstanding the unknown? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For decades, unidentified flying objects have occupied a unique place in popular culture. They appear in documentaries, news headlines, government reports, and countless internet discussions. Every few years, a new image, a new witness, or a newly released government document reignites the debate. Some people see proof of extraterrestrial intelligence. Others see misidentified aircraft, natural phenomena, or simple mistakes. Today, we're going to examine this mystery from a different perspective. Instead of asking whether UFOs are aliens, we're going to explore a more fascinating question. Why does humanity repeatedly become captivated by unexplained phenomena? And why do these mysteries often follow the exact same pattern throughout history? To understand this, we need to travel back more than a century. Long before UFOs filled newspaper headlines, another mystery captured the imagination of the world. Ghosts, spirits, messages from the dead. During the late 19th century and the early 20th century, especially throughout the Victorian era, belief in communication with the spirit world became incredibly popular. This wasn't simply a fringe movement. It wasn't limited to fortune tellers or people on the edges of society. Many respected intellectuals, scientists, writers, and public figures became deeply interested in the possibility that human consciousness survived death. Seances became social events. Mediums attracted large audiences. Researchers attempted to document supernatural phenomena using the most advanced technology available at the time. Photography was used to capture spirits. Scientific instruments were placed in dark rooms to detect mysterious forces. People genuinely believed they stood on the edge of a revolutionary discovery. Many researchers proposed that an invisible substance known as the ether connected our physical world to a hidden spiritual realm. The theory seemed reasonable to many scientists of the era. After all, science was advancing rapidly. Electricity had transformed society. New discoveries were appearing constantly. Why couldn't the spirit world be the next great breakthrough? But as decades passed, evidence failed to support these extraordinary claims. Investigations revealed fraud. Many famous mediums were exposed. Photographs of ghosts turned out to be photographic tricks. Mysterious ectoplasm was often nothing more than fabric, paper, or other materials cleverly disguised during seances. Eventually, the scientific foundation supporting these beliefs collapsed. What had once appeared to be a revolutionary field of study slowly faded into history. And yet, something remarkable happened. The human desire to believe in hidden realities never disappeared. It simply found a new mystery: the UFO phenomenon. The similarities between these two movements are striking. Both involve eyewitness accounts. Both rely heavily on incomplete evidence. Both attract passionate believers and determined skeptics. And both reflect a deep human desire to find answers to questions larger than ourselves. Today, unidentified anomalous phenomena, often called UAPs, occupy a similar position in public consciousness. Governments investigate them. Scientists discuss them. Media organizations report on them. Millions of people follow every new development. Recently, renewed public interest emerged after the release of additional government documents related to unidentified aerial sightings. For some observers, these files represent confirmation that something extraordinary is occurring. For others, they are simply another collection of unresolved observations. The challenge is that many of these documents provide limited information. Images are often heavily redacted. Photographs may contain only distant objects or blurry shapes. Context is frequently missing. And without context, interpretation becomes difficult. A small object in a photograph can appear mysterious simply because we don't know enough about the circumstances surrounding the image. Was it photographed from a moving aircraft?
Was the camera zoomed in? What were the weather conditions? What equipment was used?
Without answers to these questions, even ordinary objects can appear extraordinary. This is where skepticism becomes valuable. Not because skepticism dismisses possibilities, because it demands evidence. History teaches us that extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. One of the most important lessons from modern UFO investigations is that appearances can be deceptive. Human perception is remarkably powerful. Yet it is also surprisingly vulnerable to error. Distance can distort size. Motion can create illusions. Lighting conditions can transform familiar objects into strange shapes. Even experienced observers can misinterpret what they see. Pilots, military personnel, and trained professionals are not immune to optical illusions. In fact, being highly trained in one area does not automatically make someone an expert in visual perception. Throughout recent years, investigators have analyzed numerous videos that initially appeared extraordinary. Many seemed to show objects accelerating instantly. Others appeared to change direction impossibly fast. Some looked as though they were moving against known laws of physics. Yet detailed analysis often revealed much simpler explanations: camera movement, parallax effects, atmospheric distortion, balloons, drones, birds, or distant aircraft observed under unusual conditions. Parallax, in particular, has become one of the most important concepts in understanding many UFO videos. When an observer moves, nearby objects and distant objects appear to shift relative to each other. This can create the illusion that an object is moving dramatically when it is actually traveling in a straight line. A stationary object can appear to race across the sky. A slow-moving balloon can seem to perform impossible maneuvers. Without careful analysis, these illusions can be convincing. And because human intuition isn't always equipped to interpret complex visual data, many sightings initially appear more mysterious than they actually are. This brings us to one of the most significant developments in recent years: the growing effort to examine unidentified phenomena using rigorous scientific methods. Government agencies have reviewed hundreds of reports involving unidentified aerial objects. Teams of analysts have investigated radar data, witness statements, videos, and sensor information. The overwhelming conclusion has been surprisingly consistent. Most cases eventually receive conventional explanations. Many involve balloons. Others involve drones. Some are linked to atmospheric effects. Still others are connected to satellites and reflections of sunlight. Importantly, investigators have repeatedly stated that they have found no verified evidence demonstrating extraterrestrial technology. That does not mean every case is solved. Far from it. A small percentage remain unexplained. But unexplained does not automatically mean alien. An unresolved case often means there is insufficient information to reach a conclusion. Missing data is not evidence of extraterrestrial activity. It is simply missing data. This distinction is crucial. Science is comfortable with uncertainty. A scientist can honestly say, "We don't know." And sometimes, that is the most accurate answer available. NASA has also emphasized this point. The agency has encouraged researchers to gather better quality information rather than relying on blurry photographs and incomplete observations. Good science depends on reliable measurements. The clearer the evidence, the stronger the conclusions. This philosophy has inspired several independent scientific projects dedicated to studying unusual aerial phenomena. One notable effort involves creating specialized observation systems capable of continuously monitoring the sky. Instead of relying on eyewitness testimony, researchers use calibrated instruments, cameras, and sensors designed to collect objective data. The results have been illuminating. When hundreds of thousands of observations are analyzed systematically, the vast majority turn out to be entirely ordinary. Birds, aircraft, weather phenomena, insects, atmospheric reflections. The sky is far busier than most people realize. Objects that initially appear mysterious often become understandable once enough information is collected. This doesn't eliminate mystery entirely, but it demonstrates how often mystery decreases as data increases. Perhaps no historical event illustrates this pattern better than the famous Roswell Incident. In 1947,
reports emerged of a mysterious crash in New Mexico. Initial statements generated excitement and speculation. Soon, stories of extraterrestrial spacecraft began spreading throughout the public imagination. Roswell became one of the most famous UFO cases in history. For generations, it served as a cornerstone of alien conspiracy theories. Yet later investigations revealed a much more grounded explanation. The debris was associated with a classified military project.
At the time, the United States was attempting to monitor Soviet nuclear activities using high-altitude surveillance equipment. Secrecy surrounding the project contributed to confusion. Confusion encouraged speculation, and speculation evolved into mythology. The Roswell story demonstrates how incomplete information can create narratives that endure for decades. Once a mystery enters popular culture, it often develops a life of its own. Facts become intertwined with assumptions, questions become legends, and legends become difficult to separate from reality. This doesn't mean all mysteries are false. History contains many examples of discoveries that initially seemed impossible. New planets were found. Unknown species were identified. Entire civilizations were uncovered. Science advances by investigating the unknown. The key difference is that genuine discoveries eventually produce evidence, strong evidence, repeatable evidence, evidence that withstands scrutiny. At present, despite decades of interest and thousands of reports, no publicly available evidence has conclusively demonstrated the existence of extraterrestrial spacecraft visiting Earth. That statement may disappoint some believers. It may also frustrate some skeptics who want every mystery immediately resolved. But reality is often less dramatic than fiction, and sometimes the truth is simply that we don't yet know enough. Perhaps future discoveries will change everything. Perhaps new technologies will reveal phenomena currently beyond our understanding. Perhaps tomorrow, next year, or decades from now, evidence will emerge that transforms our view of the universe. Science remains open to that possibility. After all, the universe is vast beyond imagination. Our galaxy alone contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many of those stars likely possess planets. Across the observable universe, the number of potentially habitable worlds is almost impossible to comprehend. The possibility that intelligent life exists elsewhere remains scientifically plausible. In fact, many scientists consider it likely. But possibility is not proof. The existence of extraterrestrial life somewhere in the cosmos is a different question from whether extraterrestrial visitors are currently flying through Earth's atmosphere. The first idea is supported by probability, the second requires evidence, and evidence remains limited. Perhaps the most valuable lesson from this entire discussion has little to do with aliens. Instead, it concerns ourselves. Human beings are natural pattern seekers. We search for meaning. We connect dots. We construct narratives. This tendency helped our ancestors survive. But it can also lead us toward conclusions unsupported by evidence. Throughout history, humanity has repeatedly encountered mysteries that seem to challenge our understanding of reality. Some mysteries eventually received ordinary explanations. Others led to genuine discoveries. The challenge lies in distinguishing between the two. That requires patience, critical thinking, curiosity, and a willingness to follow evidence wherever it leads. Whether the topic is ghosts, spirits, UFOs, or any other unexplained phenomenon, the scientific method remains our most reliable tool. Not because it eliminates wonder, but because it transforms wonder into understanding. The universe remains filled with unanswered questions. There are mysteries in the depths of space, mysteries beneath our oceans, mysteries hidden within history itself, and perhaps some mysteries still waiting in our skies. The search for answers continues, but until stronger evidence emerges, the most responsible position is neither blind belief nor automatic dismissal. It is careful investigation, because the greatest discoveries in history were not made by people who believed everything, nor by people who rejected everything. They were made by people who asked questions and followed the evidence. So what do you think? Are modern UFO sightings evidence of something extraordinary? Are they simply misunderstood natural phenomena? Or is the truth somewhere in between? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this exploration of history, science, and mystery, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Eon Timeless History, and turn on notifications so you never miss future documentaries. And before you leave, check out the next video appearing on your screen right now,
where we uncover another fascinating mystery from humanity's past. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay curious, keep questioning, and keep exploring the timeless mysteries of our world. This is Eon Timeless History. See you in the next video.